The Dodgers complete the sweep of the Mets, and it felt like it was like 95% the Dodgers are really good and like 5% LOL Mets. Our thoughts, your reactions coming up on this edition of All Dodgers. The notifications are telling me the Dodgers won a baseball game. Coming at you live from my home studio in beautiful La Puente, California. This is the All Dodgers podcast, part of the Bleed Network of podcasts presented by FanDuel. My name is Clint Pasillas. You see it right there on the screen. I'm pointing that way, but I should be pointing that way. Find me as Real FRG on the social media. Joining me tonight, of course, that is Jep. That's what we call him. That is Snydog. Find him as Jeff Snyder in real life. And Jeff, the Dodgers did something that they haven't done since the first series of the year, if I remember correctly, which is they swept the baseball team. So let's clap for them. Good outing.
Yeah, they swept the Nationals too.
That's right. That's right.
D-backs and Nationals.
So I was mistaken. I mean, do they count? Do the Nats count?
Not overly.
Not overly. It's a good baseball game we had on our hands there. Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher only, not the hitter. We'll talk Shohei a little bit later. And a lot of random offense showed up late. You know, we thought this would be a lot of another one of those kind of pitcher duel post games, and a lot of love for Haesung Kim getting his first dinger of the year. But Dalton Rushing, the DH, said, "Hold my beer, bro," and hit a grand slam in the eighth. Yeah, just talk about this game. Where are you at for Jackie Robinson Day?
Yeah, Dalton Rushing cost Edwin Diaz a chance to come in and pitch against his old team.
Monster.
I'm okay with that. I love seeing Dalton Rushing succeed, especially given this chance to be the DH like we talked about, I know, on Friday when you and Kevin and me were all together. I was in the left field pavilion and you guys were in your mom's basements. And we talked about how one of the ways the Dodgers might get Dalton Rushing some at-bats is to occasionally give Shohei Ohtani a night off from hitting. I did say then that it would make more sense to do it like the day after he pitches so that he's still available to pinch hit. And I still think that will be the more common approach. Today, though, it was Dave Roberts said basically if he hadn't been hit by that pitch a couple days ago, he would have been in the lineup as the DH tonight. But they wanted him to just focus on pitching. And turns out Shohei Ohtani, when he focuses on pitching, is pretty good. Yes, he did allow his first earned run of the year, but pretty good.
Pretty good. You know, there was a little bit of discord in the Discord, if you will, a little bit of dismay, a little bit of argumentativeness from people. I could have just stayed where I was. That was the best version of it. But the argument that Shohei looked better than he has all season today, and then shortly thereafter he has that fifth inning where he struggles, but then he comes back out and, you know, just goes to town in the sixth inning. I guess we could talk about Shohei. We'll put this banner back up. We'll talk about Shohei, one-way player right now, but has himself a great game, and the idea or the argument was that you said he has 0 ERA. He's been great in all the other games too, but he looked worse last week. He looked like he was uncomfortable. He didn't look like he had a landing spot. He didn't look like the mechanics were quite locked in. Today, that was a dude that was locked in.
Yeah, we've seen it from Ohtani and Glasnow this year. The old Kershaw comparisons. Well, he didn't have his best stuff, but still went out there and pitched a gem. And that wasn't Ohtani tonight, except for the fifth inning, because he had his best stuff. Have you looked at the pitch metrics on his curveball, the movement? That thing drops. I'm not even just saying this so that you can make a silly hand motion. 67 inches of drop on that curveball. That's 5.5 feet.
I'm not going to do it.
Just ridiculous. And, oh, yeah, he can also throw 100. He also has a filthy splitter. His sweeper is amazing. Like, it's unreal what Shohei Ohtani is as a pitcher, even if he wasn't one of the 2 or 3 best hitters in baseball, he would be a superstar. And the fact that he does all this, and also, oh, by the way, he's won the MVP the last 2 years, mostly just based on his hitting. You know, 1 year entirely based on his hitting, and last year would have won it without the pitching too. It's ridiculous, and 22 swings and misses the day after the day after Yamamoto had 23. It's so much fun.
Yeah, what a series, by the way, pitching wise for this team. To talk about Wroblewski going out there, putting up a career high 8 innings. Was it scoreless? I forget if he was scoreless. He was scoreless. Yeah, that was the whole thing with him. Him going scoreless, just the one for Yama, and then one today for Ohtani. Like, this is, you didn't expect it to be that good at this point in the season, but breaking news. Dodgers pitching is really good. I do wonder. I said at the top of the show, 95% the Dodgers are good. It's like 5% LOL Mets. Mets are bad right now. They are really bad right now.
Yeah, for sure. Last night we talked about how Yamamoto had the 23 swings and misses, and Alex Vesey had 7 out of 10 pitches. Kyle had 6 of his own in the 9th inning tonight. What's his name? Blake Trinan had quite a few too. Oh no, he only had the one. He got a lot of called strikes, only one swing and miss. But yeah, the Mets, not a great hitting team. It's funny, their only offense tonight came from the guy they just called up from the minors because of another injury. Yeah. The corpse of MJ Melendez hit 2 doubles off of Shohei Ohtani, and that was basically the extent of their offense tonight until the 9th inning. It was, yeah, I think they're bad. I don't know if they are bad permanently, but they're definitely bad right now. And if they are just bad right now, hey, I have no complaints about this being when the Dodgers meet up with them.
Now, I do want, when is the next time these two teams meet up? Because, we think we saw it in the postseason a couple of years ago where they were bad in the regular season and it was a little bit better in the postseason. They had found something. I'd like to see them again when moms and children cover your ears when they have their shit together, because this is not a good representation of a team that is supposed to be one of the best in the National League.
They don't play. It's July 24th through 26th is when they play them again.
I love that I looked it up, and I was like, oh, there it is. And just didn't care. Didn't care to share with the fam here. Despite their struggles, looking over with our friends at FanDuel, they're still, we haven't done this one for a little bit, looking at World Series odds. They're still, I wouldn't call them favorites, but, among the top 4 that are listed in most likely 2026 World Series winners. Dodgers, plus 190, very good. Don't put your money on them. But I don't know how the Mets are up there. I don't even know where are the Braves at in all of this. Because
honestly, betting odds are kind of like the fan vote in the All-Star game. There's a lot of dumb people that contribute to these odds because it's not. And of course, I'm not calling our sponsors at FanDuel dumb. Yeah. I'm saying this is based on the action that's going on, and so people are still betting on the Mets to win the World Series because they have a high payroll, they have big names, And it could be, if Juan Soto comes back strong, if their pitching figures things out, they could make a run. It's hard to discount them and rule them out. But right now, they've scored, with these 2 runs today, they've now scored 3 runs in their last 4 games.
It's not fun. I said it last night, and I wish I would have. So, well, shout out to our friends at FanDuel for being a presenting partner, sponsor, that's the word, here on the All Dodgers podcast. But before the season started, the bosses over at Foul Territory, sent out an email to everybody to give all of their predictions. And one of the lines mentioned, like, first AL manager to be fired, first NL manager to be fired. And I really wanted to write Carlos Mendoza. I forget who I went with. I might have actually put him. I would have to go check the tape, but I also didn't because it felt like he was somebody the Mets kind of liked. It felt like they had, made some moves to try to make that team a little bit better. I think, again, they got to double check. I think they had given him a contract extension at some point. It's not on him for sure, but there usually needs to be somebody to take the fall. And Mandy, come on down.
There was an article on The Athletic today, I think it was Will Salmon who wrote it, about why Mendoza won't and shouldn't be fired. So at least according to Will Salmon, he thinks that Mendoza's job is safe for now. Yeah, there's so many injuries. Like I think it would be a bad decision to fire a manager whose team is underperforming because of injury. Now, if everybody gets healthy and they don't turn it around, then you can start to look at that. But right now, it seems so clear that a lot of their issues are health related. But then also it's like, well, Francisco Lindor is not hitting, and Marcus Semien isn't hitting. And I mean, you got major league players on this roster. You also have other guys, but yeah, I mean their good hitters aren't good hitting.
No, and they're all. I mean, people like to give the Dodgers a lot of crap for having a pretty aged roster. Feels like a lot of those dudes are on the wrong side of their 30s.
Yeah, it's definitely true. And Soto, one of the reasons Soto got such a big and long contract is because how young he was. But he's one of the guys who's hurt.
Yeah. Still, to wrap this up, I don't think they fire Mendoza immediately, but I would wonder, what did we say the date was? Sometime in July, they meet again after the All-Star break. Will he still be the manager at the All-Star break, or will they potentially make a change ahead of the trade deadline? We got some people hanging out with us in the chat. We're going to talk more about Dalton Rushing. We're going to talk more about, obviously, the kid needing some playing time because he's on a tear right now. He's on a heater despite not getting a lot of playing time. Left on base too often in the chat said, can't wait to see the girls react on Why Am I a Mets Fan? Yeah, I'm sure that's going to be a good one. I'm sure all the Mets fans... I'm sure Jolly Olive will be reasonable. I'm sure insert other Mets podcasts here. Do they have a Talking Mets? Because he is Talking Mets.
I know there's a Locked On Mets, or at least there was back when I was part of that network.
Was that a network?
Ryan Finkelstein used to host that show. I don't know if he still does.
What a name. Well, if he was good at it, probably not. See what I did there? Yeah. Mike, our buddy Mike Salas, or Sup T, whatever, those numbers. Mike Salas, you guys know him. Doom Sal says we want Ben Rortvedt back. There's a good segue to talk more about Dalton Rushing. Double, homer, grand slam homer.
I was telling people in the Discord, I wish that YouTube had an easy way to search comments so I could find all the people who told me all off season that Ben Rortvedt is a better hitter than Dalton Rushing. And their only evidence was the very small sample size for both guys in the big leagues last year, because Ben Rortvedt's bad numbers were a little bit better than Dalton Rushing's bad numbers. Currently, Dalton Rushing is batting .529 in the major leagues. Ron Roveltelt has a .481 OPS in AAA.
Listen, that's good. That's good. That's a World Series champion. Yeah,
we love Ben Rortvedt. I wish he was playing in AAA in the Dodgers organization, because he is a perfectly cromulent option to be a your emergency backup catcher if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
I love his mental toughness. I love his his attitude. I like his biceps. I like his tattoos. I like his name. I like Ron Roveltelt. He's not as good a hitter as Dalton Rushing.
No.
And anyone who has followed Dalton Rushing's career at all knew that, and Ben Rortvedt's career at all. It was very clear to see. And yet, I'm not exaggerating when I say dozens of people in our YouTube comments over the last 8 months have told me how much better Ben Rortvedt is than Dalton Rushing.
Listen, we are a channel that welcomes the comments and welcomes everybody's opinion. I never really subscribed to that. I subscribe to the idea that I like Ben Rortvedt. He is fun. I also subscribe to the idea that you got to get more at-bats for Dalton Rushing, although apparently right now he's found a groove where playing a couple times a week isn't terrible for him. Richie,
he's going to get more at bats because the Dodgers need him to get at bats, not because he needs to.
Yeah, that's exactly the words. Richard from Devore with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much.
Richard from Dover.
From Dover, my apologies. Says, I like this idea of Ohtani not hitting, more ABs for rushing, and Kim sending a message, not going back to OKC. We are scary, and they don't have Mookie, and they don't have Tommy Edman. It's a very scary ball club, of course. Thank you, Richard from Dover, for the super chat there. Yeah, I don't know how you get more consistent at-bats for Dalton Rushing without somebody else, giving those at-bats up. This is one way to do it, whether it's Shohei not hitting on pitching day, or like you were suggesting, even as recent as yesterday and a few minutes ago, Ohtani taking a day off after a start, or whatever it may be, which is what he did for a while as an Angel.
Yeah, I also go back and forth though, because while that would keep him free to be a pinch hitter, Dave Roberts likes his spa days, and for Ohtani being a two-way player, it's not a spa day because he's out there pitching, which is a very physically intense process. But I would guess that the mental break of knowing all I have to do today is pitch, and I'm really good at that. I don't need to worry about trying to hit other good pitchers' pitches. I can just go out there and pitch. That might outweigh the benefit of having him available to pinch hit. Maybe just letting Dalton Rushing hit every time Shohei Ohtani's pitching. I don't hate the idea. I mean, Ohtani's going to hate the idea if it's every time thing.
He was shocked. He was shocked today.
Yeah. But that's, he can still get his at bats still. But that's part of the reason, when we were talking preseason predictions, I don't think Ohtani's hitting 50 homers again. One of the reasons is he's going to get more days off. It's going to be harder, but he'll prove me wrong. The days off will just turn him into Superman. He's going to get 3 homers tomorrow to make up for not getting to play today.
Well, he's off tomorrow, so that'd be impressive. But they are going for a wraparound series in Colorado starting on Friday. And you mentioned Spade. I was a big fan. I love Sweetest Taboo, Smooth Operator. Those are good. This is good driving music. Shout out Spade. Raul with $1.99. I was waiting for literal minutes.
What did I say that made you think?
Spa Day. You said Spa Day.
Oh, Spa Day. And
so
you
I said
took
Spade.
that to
Spade.
Okay.
Spade. No, it's Spade.
No, I get the joke. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to wait till you said Smooth Operator. I'm like, oh,
I'm giving myself a clap.
Terribly tortured joke he's going for.
Guys, listen.
Terribly tortured jokes are my department on this show, Clint.
I'm just saying. Hit that like button for incredible humor like that. Or more importantly, hit that like button if you hated it. And definitely subscribe. Either way, we'd appreciate it. And put Raul's chat back up. Raul, because I can roll my R's. $1.99 on the super chat. We're going to hit that gong again. Still shocks me the Angels couldn't win with Shohei. Not me. Have you seen the Angels? Have you seen them try? They don't try, really. They've also run into an amount of bad luck.
If there's one thing the Dodgers have proven, and I guess it's everybody except the Dodgers have proven, is that it's not as easy as, hey, just have really good players and then you'll win. And, it's the argument against Dave Roberts all the time. A JV coach could manage that team to the World Series. And I watched a JV coach today. No, he couldn't. It's a JV coaches yelled that it's a balk and would just, expose the fact that they don't know what a balk is. That was Monday's coach. But, just having good players isn't enough. Yeah. You got to be able to put it together. They got to be able to play as a team and all those things that I won't say they don't show up in the box score, because I do think there's a lot of things. There are far fewer intangibles than there used to be. Yeah. Technology has made a whole lot of things tangible. But the fact that the Dodgers, these players, these superstars come to LA and completely set aside their ego, recognizing, hey, it's better for me personally too if the whole team succeeds. I don't need to be the big star, and everybody gets their chance. And Shohei Ohtani didn't win the World Series MVP either year. Guess what? He got 2 World Series rings, and nobody is thinking, oh yeah, but Ohtani didn't do that much, except people trying to justify, it's only in Aaron Judge conversations that people talk about postseason stats for Ohtani. But they all put aside their egos and just pull together in the same direction, and that's the best way to win a tug-of-war match.
Yeah, I've got a great super chat from our friend Dan Weitzman. $9.99 from Dan says, what a great night for Bench Mafia. That's part of what you're saying there. It's about everybody, whether it's the 26th man, the 40th man, the 45th man, the first man on that roster, the culture. And we've talked about it a bunch. The culture that comes from the top of that organization, Freddie, Mookie, Shohei, down to the bottom. Like, everybody has a piece in playing that. There are not egos. There are not people who necessarily care about their own stats. Yeah, you would, on Monday, Justin Wrobleski would love to have completed that game, but he also sees the bigger picture. He's fine with the bigger picture. And that's a big difference between the Dodgers and the Angels, that ownership and spending.
Yeah. I'd even go so far as to say one of the big reasons Justin Wrobleski wanted to finish that game was for his teammates. The thought of, I could have given my bullpen the entire night off. Like, that's what I want to do next time. Hey, that's his motivating factor. Not, I want that shiny one under the CG stat on the back of my baseball card.
Yeah.
I want to do my best to help my team. And if I can give the bullpen an entire day off, what better way can I help the team as a starting pitcher? That's kind of his thought,
Yeah, and speaking of helping the team, what better way than getting $1.99 from Ray Soto? No comment, just some love in the chat. We appreciate Ray Soto, as always, in the chat. Don't care 187 with the $2, upping him by a penny, which a penny, by the way, useless these days. You can't even get him, I think. We forget Ohtani struck out 10 and hit 3 homers. That was a pretty good game. It's a pretty good game. You get.
I don't know if he's specifically referring to me talking about Ohtani in the postseason. I was talking specifically World Series, but that's kind of the point, that Ohtani got to be the star in the NLCS, and Yamamoto got to be the star in the World Series, and Freeman got to be the star of the previous World Series after Ohtani got hurt. All those things. Like, there's so many guys who can take their turn being the star. Then tonight it was Ha-Seong Kim and Dalton Rushing.
Yeah,
and to be fair, Kim, his other 3 at-bats, he did strike out and look pretty bad. But you know what? He got the big home run that put the Dodgers on the board, gave them a lead, took away their chance to have a comeback victory today. It was, the Bench Mafia.
Bench Mafia, let's go. Represent. I found, who am I looking for here? I'll say I found Richie's burner from Kui Chop Chop. Smartass Jeff is very difficult to listen to. So
just turn up your volume. It's easier.
Yeah. It's synergy right there.
I'll get a little closer to the mic, too.
No, let's not do that. I mean, it's very sultry, though. We appreciate that. Also got a shout-out, everybody's favorite IBS. IB Stroking. Gifted 5 memberships to the YouTube channel, which is really awesome. We always love having IBS around. He is the man. If you got one of those, by the way, if you received one of those free memberships, you get access to our Discord. You should get some information about how to reach out to me, and then I can get you locked into our Discord. If you didn't get one, you can still sign up here by clicking that join button here on the YouTube to support the show. $5 a month gets you access to the Discord. You also support independent Dodgers coverage here online, or you can go to patreon.com/realfrg, give us $5, join the Discord, feel better about yourself. It might be a tax write-off. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, but anyways, I've been saving this one. Good chat here tonight. We appreciate you. I wonder how many Mets fans are hanging out with us. Just really wishing they were on the West Coast. But much earlier in the chat, got $1.99 from our friend, the Enigma. We appreciate that. Says, thank God we didn't sign Devin Williams. Gives up a 4 spot there on his scoreboard. Meanwhile, Edwin Diaz, because of that, has to sit down and not face his team, his former team here at Dodger Stadium.
Somebody in the Discord said this was Devin Williams' clever points. What can I say?
I love it. I love the tinfoil hat.
I do think that Devin Williams, it's kind of like when it's been fashionable lately with everyone being so great for people to talk about it. I'm so glad Marty Marino is that and obviously we are, but Andy Pothead would not be the player if Marty Marino hadn't extended, because Andy Pages would have been developed by the Angels farm system instead, and he got traded for somebody who was past his prime. But it's Andy Pages is also thankful the argument against that.
Yeah, quite a lot. That kid is very fun to watch play baseball these days. And, starting to get enough love around him. Needs more. Starting to get some love. Kevin, our buddy Kevin, our boy, our pal. I saw he was live on the Discord, so I presume that means he probably imbibed the beverage or two. But he says he's a Mets fan, so you have the Mets fandom to his Cubs fandom to his Padres fandom, and then fourth on the list, of course, he's a big Dodgers. He's got a lot of hats.
Yeah, Kevin is favorite because of Padres. I hope you're not a Mariners fan, Kevin.
Yeah, stupid jerkheads. Is this accurate? Rommel Rodrigo, if I'm saying that wrong, 14-4 is the best start since 1998.
I don't know.
I like it.
It could be.
You know who always used to know that kind of stuff? Jeff Snyder when he cared about Twitter, but also Eric Steven. That feels like an Eric Steven thing. I'm gonna go look up and see if Eric Steven has done anything about that. Does he even post? I think I don't see him anywhere because
I think he only does Blue Sky these days.
Some people's kids, you know. But
yep.
Either way, 14-4, I love it. I don't know if that is their best start. Somebody confirm in the chat. I'm not discrediting Rommel, Mr. Rodrigo, but that's awesome. And this looks like a team that could have the type of start that is the best in franchise history, or not franchise history, but at least the best since 1998. And I was thinking about it earlier because that's what I do. I think about the Dodgers. I was thinking about how on paper
the Dodgers were 14-4 in 2021.
Perfect there. Because I was thinking earlier about how good that 2021 team was supposed to be, and they were. They won 111 games, but it just never felt great. And I don't know, that team didn't have the feeling this team already has, just under 20 games into the season. I could do the math, 18. There's something, I don't know how to say, there's something special about this team, but there's something special about this team.
I'll tell you what it is for me, at least.
Mental
the
toughness?
2021 team, no, the opposite, baseball playing ability, specifically on both sides of the ball. The 2021 team, I don't think was ever the dominant pitching team that this Dodgers team has potential to be. I think that's why this one feels more special, because we've seen last year when these starting pitchers are healthy, what they can do in the postseason. And 2021, they had to trade for Max Scherzer.
Yeah, that's fair.
They didn't have that, and then you're relying on a 900-year-old man not getting dead arm when you need him the most, and that didn't work out for them. But it's I feel like this team is more balanced. That they can bludgeon you to death. They can also win a close game with pitching, and that's why I think this has potential to be the best Dodgers team of this run.
And also, I'm thinking, I meant to say the 2022 team. We know the 21 team was good and follows suit with what you're saying there. But that 22 team with Trey Turner, Mookie Betts, Freddie, just looking here down at the list, Tyler Anderson got that dog in him. They had a lot of really good players, still had the ghost pre-ghost of Justin Turner and all that. But yeah, this is just each of the last couple of years, Dave keeps saying, and we heard a lot from Kirsch last year, that this is the best group of guys I've been around. This is the best Dodgers team, the best clubhouse we've been around. And I think it has a lot to do with that talent, of course, but also just the guys they're bringing in. And Kike Hernandez talked about this with the guys on the AM 570 a couple days ago at Dodger Stadium. He was talking about, it's not just about bringing in talent. It's about bringing in the right guys. It's about bringing in the right type of personalities that can mesh, but also be themselves, like Kyle Tucker, probably not exactly, not to say he's very far off from being a prototypical, boring Dodger or whatever. But Tuck honestly feels more like a 2021 Dodger than and 22 Dodger than a current Dodger. But he fits in because they have so many other guys who have personality, who have the ability to play baseball, and also all pull on the same side of the rope with each other. So really fun.
You don't need everybody to be the dynamic personality. You don't need everybody to do everything. Just need to have somebody doing everything.
Yeah.
But it can be different somebody's for each thing.
I'm looking up other things. I had a chat that I wanted to put up, and then I forgot what it was. So instead, I'm going to shift gears because I never really often get to compare you to somebody that you probably could and should be compared to on occasion, but everybody loves Dylan Hernandez, and he came up with a really stupid name for Dodger Stadium that just as you did. He calls it the Clo or the Q-Lo, listen, I prefer the Neek. It's a lot better.
It's so much better.
So much better. You know what I more strongly prefer? Dodger Stadium.
Well, yeah, and that's
get off
obviously
my
the
lawn.
best thing. But the Neek, if you're going with a sarcastic, ironic name, the Neek is so much better than the Clo.
Yeah, it's not Dylan's best effort, but
which is saying something because Dylan's had a lot of bad efforts.
So I'm lost on this one a little bit. Dirty Don, we got a $1.99 super chat from a friend, Dirty Don. Appreciate Don checking in. But he says, "Did you see the Yamamoto homer? Get it? Is this something I missed?"
During the game, on Monday, the Mets broadcast showed Ha-Seong Kim in the Dodgers dugout, and Gary Cohen said, "Yamamoto looking on," because apparently everyone from Asia looks alike when you have certain eyes.
It's pretty bad.
And it's like,
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. So that's the joke there because Ha-Seong Kim hit a home run.
That's even better. Let's talk more about Ha-Seong Kim. Not just the dinger today, playing a really jeffing good shortstop. That play ranging to his left. Nice, he didn't rush the throw or anything. Nice little hump back over to Freddie, who barely had to move a muscle. This was the thing. This is what the people who are Ha-Seong Kim truthers want. They want to see. I want to see him. Not to say I'm a truther. I want to see him get more opportunity for sure. But I want to see him play defense more than swing. Like, that's just reality. He is fun to watch with a glove on his hand.
I totally agree. Yeah. And not a Michael Jackson glove.
Or
I
a
bet
batting
he could do
glove.
a good Michael Jackson. I bet Ha-Seong Kim is a good dancer. And very good defender, very fun to watch. It's the hitting, I don't know. I don't know what he's going to be. He does have sneaky pop, K-pop you might call it. But he's got a lot of swing and miss still. I don't know what to expect from him offensively, but having a guy like that, the way he can run the bases and the way he can play defense it might be the kind of guy you just find room for on your roster, even when everybody's healthy, because there's things he can do that are valuable to a baseball team.
He's got a couple of 60, 70 grade tools. The power tool is probably a 30 at best. Maybe it gets a little bit better. Maybe he runs into him. But if he can be like a 35, 40 on the hit tool, be a 3.5 tool player, that's a guy you find a way to get him in the lineup. And do you think of teams past? Do you think of the like kind of ancillary talent, the auxiliary talent, the bench talent, what did we call them? Bench dogs earlier? Is that what we're saying?
Bench Mafia?
Bench Mafia. You think of some of those dudes being around for like the 08, 09 Dodgers that just missed making it to a World Series. 2015 Dodgers playing against the Mets in the postseason. 16 Dodgers that couldn't get past the team of history that year with the Chicago Cubs. Like, these guys are just sitting on their asses. Not so much, but a lot of good talent. It's a very fun baseball team. Whether it's an Ha-Seong Kim getting in there, whether it's a Dalton Rushing, continuing to just tear the absolute cover off the baseball right now. Or one guy, maybe less so, fun to watch on defense. Yeah, I think we're seeing a very clear-cut option to be optioned when somebody is healthy, and that's Alex Freeland.
Yeah, and but he's at his moments too, and so we're still dealing with small sample sizes on everybody. But yeah, there's if you're battling for jobs, and these guys are, Kim is doing some stuff. Freeland has done some good stuff on defense too. Doesn't run as fast as Kim, and that could end up being the deciding factor of which guy are we keeping on our bench. The guy who can be a pinch runner, or the guy who is less valuable as a pinch runner. By the way, I mentioned Dodgers 14-4. It went 14-4 in 2021. They then lost their next game in 2021. So I was looking to see the last time they started 15-4. So if they can eke out a win over the Rockies on Friday to go to 15-4, it would be the first time since 1977, the year I was born. Look at all this gray hair. The year I was born.
In the beard.
2 months before, a month and a half before I was born, the Dodgers actually started 17-3, but they haven't gone 15-4 or better since 1977 to start a season. So I think they should beat the Rockies. That's what I think.
I'm very confused.
Again?
No, because I got a message from Kevin who said he left a voicemail.
There's something in the Gmail. Did you look at that?
But it's from Alexander Rose. So is he?
Oh, it is
he
Alexander.
Pretending to be his own burner? That's where I got confused there. So I stopped
because that's actually from Alexander's email address.
Yeah, I know. I think it's funny. Maybe it's processing or something right now. I'm going to drastically shift gears for a second here because I didn't see this until DC put it in the chat, and I think I just confirmed it. Machado didn't wear 42 today? That seems really dumb and lame and dumb.
Yeah, I didn't know that was even an option to not wear 42. I thought it was just everybody has to wear 42.
It's pretty embarrassing if that is the case.
Yeah, I'm looking to see if there's an easy way to find that. I see Manny Machado.
Yeah, that's his name.
Yeah, let's see.
I mean, I just did Manny Machado news and then recent, and there was one article that mentioned Machado says no to 42.
Huh.
I don't know. Well, even so, it sounds like something Manny would do, and screw that guy. Yeah, that's right. I said it. Stanley said cancel Machado. Anthony Keene, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you in the chat, man. Keene says that's a bad look. Scotty says it's fake news. Raul says it got MLB faxed. All right.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Richie defending his favorite player, Manny Machado. Sorry, Richard in Dover. Manny did wear 42.
Yeah, I just saw the video of them celebrating their walk-off, and Manny's definitely wearing 42. Okay. So,
where?
Yeah. I don't think he could have not worn 42 even if he wanted to. And there's no reason to think that he would want to not wear 42.
Yeah, that'd be dumb. That'd be very dumb. But it's good to know. It's a fake post. So we said we got a voicemail. Let's go ahead and listen to. Well, let's try to drag it into the right spot here. Let's go ahead and listen to.
According to Kevin's text, it's him and Alexander together somehow.